getting into work today for my 16-hour shift. And what I'm going to do today is take you with me as events arise. I'm just going to show you how the typical day for an RN supervisor is. I do have employees working with me today. We're all doing 16-hour shifts. I am going to be utilizing my RN Supervisor workbook that I created. I'm going to just show you how do I go about, starting with like rounding, reading my 24-hour report, getting report from nurses, assessing any new admissions that might have came in within the last 72 hours, and, just going about my day. I'm going to show you how to prioritize what needs to be done first and second and so forth. And like I said, I'm just going to be popping in and out because I think it's important that as a supervisor, you're the leader of the facility at that time. And if you don't know what that looks like or know how to manage that, then, it can cause you stress and anxiety. And, I want you to be effective supervisors while you're at work and being the most support for your DO1 when she's not in the building. All right, so I'll be popping in and out. I'm just getting ready to check in. I'm literally on time, like on the dot, but I'm not physically clocked in yet. So a couple minutes late. If you're not vaccinated, you have to wear the N95 mask in here. So now I'm going to start my shift. All right, so I am rounding now, checking in on all the nurses, seeing what they have going on. I have to hang 2 IVs because seeing the nurses here, they have to be IV certified. And so since the nurse isn't IV certified, I have 2 IVs to hang and I have 3 discharges today. Typically the LPN does it, but this unit is pretty full, so I'm going to help her get everything done. I'll check back in. Okay, so I still didn't get to my 25 report yet. I had a pretty busy morning. I had to DC a PIC line and then hang 2 IVs. I had to prioritize the DC of the PIC line because that resident is being discharged today. Okay, so now I hung my 2 IVs and now I'm going to document on them. And I already rounded, checked with all my nurses to make sure that they didn't need anything, to make sure that everything I received in the report, they also received in the report. And then just making sure they had everything that they need so I can then do what I need to do. And after I finish this documentation, I'm then going to read my 24-hour report. All right, so I'm back. So I wrote the things that I needed to do down here in my RN Supervisor workbook, okay? I wrote in this, so I'm not going to show you that because of HIPAA, but these are the things that we talk about: priorities, incidents and accidents, admissions and discharges. What's this? Oh, changing conditions, hospital transfers, any follow-up, call-outs, okay, who's on call, grievances and open shifts. And then I already did get a report from my LPNs, my CNA documentation. I don't check that to the end of the shift. A complete rounding, which I did. Check the code card, I did, and then check the wonder cards. So this here is for the RN supervisors, and it's a guide if you have a lot of turnover in your facilities, whether it be on the weekends or in the evenings on off shifts. They just have a little guide on what they need to do. All right, so I'm gonna keep checking back in, and the reason why I'm doing this in my office is because cell phones shouldn't be utilized in resident care area. So I met with my MOD manager on duty. All right, I like to check in with them. It's good practice if you have, say, for example, grievances that pop up, or you have a family complain about anything. It's a good thing to get your manager on duty involved because that's what they're here for. They're here to support you. Now, they're not here all shift, but they might be here for anywhere from like 4 to 8 hours. I met with maintenance. He doesn't have any issues. I don't have any issues in regards to any type of resident rooms or anything. I do have a couple patients discharging today, so I will be asking them to remove those enabler bars on residents who have them. So this way they're not automatically on the resident's bed when they come into your facility. All right, I'll check back in. All right, it is now 5:40. My second admission got here about a half hour ago. She went right into eating supper. Okay, I just finished my first admission. Like I told y'all, it has been busy today. Unfortunately, I didn't get a break on day shift, so now I'm eating while working during my second shift. All right, I will say being the only RN in a building as a supervisor, that's the challenging part, especially when your nurses aren't IV certified, because then you happen to be everywhere all the time. All right, and then I have the phone with me, so it's constantly interruptions. So that is the one thing I can say I do not like about being the only RN in a building, because you have really no downtime for you. You don't have anybody to really cover you because you're constantly being interrupted. But yeah, now I'm going to pray and I'm going to finish this first admission, and then I'm just going to jump into the next admission. The one thing I will say about when you get in your new admissions is prioritize. You need the medications to be input it so that their meds come. So I typically go in, meet them, and then I jump right in, call the physician and get the orders approved, and then I start working on that. After I do that, I jump in and check their skin, because it only takes 2 hours for someone to be sitting there for them to get any type of pressure. And you don't want any in-house acquired pressure injuries, especially for a new resident. And typically the girls already know, the CNAs here, they're awesome. They know when they get a new admission, we work together. I tell them if they go to the bathroom or anything, come grab me, because then we'll bang them out and do a head-to-toe skin assessment. And that's how I function with pretty much all my CNAs and my nurses. So I'll check back in. Oh my God, it's 7:20. I'm tired. Today was a busy day. I got my patient that just got in. I got her orders approved and put into the computer via one of my nurses. Okay, that's what I'm saying. My nurses are amazing. And yeah, she's actually one of my nurses that work for me. I was able to assess her skin because my wonderful CNA gave her a shower per her request. And so I was able to look at the skin. So now I'm just going to finish them up. I really want to focus on the care plan, and really when it comes to their safety needs, because it's important that the staff knows how they both transfer. So I want to make sure I do that. And depending on what their braiding scale is, I want to make sure I have preventative measure to prevent any type of skin breakdown. So I have another IV to hang at 8 p.m. And I'm just going to keep chucking away at completing these admissions and following up on anything else that arises. All right, so it's almost 11:30. Anyway, it was a hell of a day today. I think part of it was me being off for 12 days. I took off a weekend, and when I take off a weekend, it gives me 12 days off. So I just had a long time getting back into my rhythm. Either way, it was hella busy. 3 discharges, 2 admissions, and everything else, handling the schedule. Yeah, so it was pretty busy. I'm just getting out. And I got to be back again in the morning at 6:45. I'm not going to get home till about midnight. And yeah, I'm going to do the same damn thing again tomorrow. And I'm not looking forward to it, but, welcome to the world of nursing. All right, I'm clocking out.